thank you so much for coming in today to talk to us a little bit about the Lions Club.
Thank you.
We wanted to know if you can start out by giving us just a brief history.
Well, Lions Club was established in Clear Lake, Iowa in 1921, and we've been a service organization in the community since that time. A little known fact about the Clear Lake Noon Lions is that we used to own the property north of town where the current Lions Field is. And at the time, the Clear Lake schools were considered the black and golds, and they were looking to build a new school. And so where their old football field was, they put the new school where their football field was, and we donated land to the school where the current Lions Field is. And at that time, they changed their name from the old Black and Golds to the Clear Lake Lions at that time.
Very interesting. A lot of people probably don't know that.
No, I did probably not, unless you've been around long enough.
Right, right. Well, tell us about what are some of the trends that you've seen with the club in general and how service clubs have changed over the years since they've been a part of the community.
Well, I've only been with the club a short period compared to many of our members, but we have many longtime members, and I would say the hardest challenge is to try to get younger people involved in service clubs. It's not as popular as it once was, but we continue to grow our membership, and we do have a membership of around 100 people, give or take, at any one time. But we still have a very strong and vibrant club that still does a lot for the community, and we raise a substantial amount of money for different organizations in the community and internationally as well.
What are some of the things that you're working on right now that you guys are excited about?
Well, the big event that we have each year, our big fundraisers, are Clear Lake Chicken Barbecue, the Lions Chicken Barbecue in the park, which is the third Sunday of each July. And so we're already starting the planning process for that. It's a group effort and takes a lot of time, energy, and effort to pull that off. And that's our one big event of the year, but we also contribute a number of other ways in the community. We volunteer with the Meals on Wheels program. We with the local food pantry in town we volunteer at, and a number of other organizations throughout the community.
Okay. And you mentioned earlier, but for the people who maybe don't know, what does a lot of the funds that you're raising, what do those funds go towards? What's your mission in the Lions Club?
Well, the mission internationally is Helen Keller coined us the Knights for the Blind. So that's a big focus of our group from a national and international perspective. And in fact, the Lions Club has a wing down at the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics named after our organization because of the money we've raised for that hospital. Also, we tend to give a lot of money locally, just to various organizations or groups or people needing help or fundraising for, various events or causes throughout the community and North Iowa.
Okay. How do you think the Clear Lake community impacts the Lions Club and what you're doing?
Well, as I said, we've been around since 1921, and I think, like the Chamber, we just have a deep care and concern for our community here in Clear Lake. And I think just the length of time our club's been around and the efforts our members give back to the community is indicative of how much each and every one cares for our community here in Clear Lake.
One last thing, how do you think the delivery of services has changed over the years since the inception of Lions Club in Clear Lake many years ago into what you're doing today? How do you think that's changed?
I think not much has changed. I think at the end of the day, it comes down to people that care and care for their communities. Now, there may be different ways in how that's delivered, with advances in technology and all that kind of stuff. But I think at the end of the day, when you're dealing with service organizations, it comes down to the people and their care for the community. Talking to some of the people that have been around a little bit longer, Uh, I think one thing that's maybe a little bit different now than it was several years ago is it's maybe a little less formal than it was, but I think that's just a product of the times.
Sure. All right. Well, those are all the questions that we had. Anything else that you want to mention that we didn't talk about?
I don't think so, but I appreciate the time. I know Clear Lake Noon Lions Club has always valued the membership and partnership with the Clear Lake Chamber, and the Clear Lake Chamber has just done a tremendous job for our community and for the businesses and organizations in our community. And so we're just proud to be members of the Clear Lake Chamber.